The Fairground detectives. The adventure begins. Lena could hardly sit still. Finally, the day she had been looking forward to had arrived. The fair. The lights, the sounds, the exciting rides, it was as if the whole town was enchanted. "Come on, we need to find Ben and MIA," she excitedly called to Tom as they walked through the main entrance. "There they are," Tom replied, pointing to the Ferris wheel, where Ben and MIA were waving at them. Together they hurried off, ready for a day full of adventure. But none of them knew that they would soon be involved in an exciting criminal case. "Have you seen the new haunted house?" Ben asked as they strolled through the crowd. "They say it's really scary. Let's go to the lottery booth first," MIA suggested. "Maybe we'll win something." The kids laughed and headed to the lottery booth, where they were greeted by the friendly Mr. Muller. He explained that the grand prize this year was a valuable antique carousel horse. "It's been in our family for generations," he said proudly. "Keep a close eye on your tickets, maybe you'll be lucky." The friends were exploring the various stands and rides when they suddenly noticed a big commotion. A crowd had gathered in front of the main tent, murmuring excitedly. Curious, the children pushed through the crowd and saw the fair director, Mr. Muller, desperately trying to calm everyone down. "Please, stay calm," Mr. Muller called out. "The grand prize of the contest, our valuable carousel horse, has been stolen." "How could this happen?" a woman from the crowd asked. "We're not exactly sure," Mr. Muller replied. "It must have happened during the lunch break when no one was around." The children looked at each other. A theft at the fair? That sounded like an adventure. "We should try to find out who stole the carousel horse," Lena whispered to the others. "Let's look for clues." The children began asking questions and examining the area. They learned from an old showman, Mr. Meyer, that just before the theft, he had seen a shadow in the storage tent. "He was wearing a long coat and a hat," Mr. Meyer said. "But I couldn't see any more." Tom took notes, and MIA drew a sketch of the man Mr. Meyer had described. "This is a good start," Tom said. "Maybe we can find out more." As they continued searching for clues, Ben noticed a distinctive footprint in the sand. "Look, this could be from the thief," he said. The children followed the trail, which led them behind the tent, where it suddenly stopped. "Maybe he hid here," MIA speculated. "Or he went into another tent." The next day, the children decided to observe the fair more closely. While Lena and Tom kept watch from the Ferris wheel, MIA and Ben searched the stands. Suddenly, they noticed a man acting suspiciously. He was wearing a long coat and a hat, just as Mr. Meyer had described. "Quick, follow him," MIA whispered. They sneaked after the man until he disappeared into an abandoned tent. The children hid and watched as he nervously paced back and forth. "What is he doing?" Ben asked quietly. "Maybe he's planning his next move," MIA replied. "We need to find out what he's up to." Suddenly, the man noticed he was being watched and quickly left the tent. The children ducked behind a stand to avoid being seen. That night, the children decided to sneak into the fair and search the suspicious man's tent. Armed with flashlights, they set out. "Be quiet," Ben whispered as they approached the tent. They heard footsteps and quickly hid behind a stand. The suspicious man came out of the tent and walked away. "Now or never," Tom said, and the children slipped into the tent. Inside, they found an old circus costume and a diary. MIA discovered a note, "Revenge for the circus." "What does this mean?" Lena asked. "I think we need to examine this diary more closely," Tom said. "Maybe we'll find the answers here." Back in their hideout, the children read the diary. It belonged to a former circus performer who had lost his circus when the fair came to town. "He wants revenge," Lena said. "We need to tell the police." But before they could act, they heard footsteps. The man was coming back. "Hide," Ben whispered. They hid and waited until the man left again. Then they snuck back to their hideout. "We need to be careful," Tom said. "He seems dangerous." "But we can't give up," MIA added. "We're close to figuring this out." The children decided to set a trap. They told Mr. Muller about their plan. "We need to catch him in the act," Tom said. Mr. Muller agreed and helped them set up the trap. That night, The children watched as the man approached the storage. When he entered the tent, the children turned on the lights and surprised him. "Got you," Lena shouted. The man tried to flee, but Ben was faster and held him back. "Let me go," the man shouted, but Ben held him firmly. The man was taken to the police, where he confessed to stealing the carousel horse. "I wanted to get revenge on the fair management," he said. "They ruined my circus." The children listened and felt a mix of compassion and relief. "But that's not the right way," Mia said. "You can't solve problems with revenge." The man nodded sadly. "You're right. I made a mistake." The thief confessed to his actions and explained that he only wanted the carousel horse to sabotage the fair. "I wanted you to suffer, just like I did," he said. The children listened and felt a mix of compassion and relief. "But that's not the right way," Mia said. "You can't solve problems with revenge." The police decided to help the former circus performer find a new start. "We'll help you find a new future," the policeman said. The fair management decided to support the former circus performer so he could have a new start. The stolen carousel horse was safely returned, and the fair celebrated the brave children. "You are our heroes," Mr. Muller said, handing them free tickets for all the rides. The friends enjoyed the rest of the fair, happy about their adventure and proud of having stuck together. They went from stand to stand, rode the carousel, and ate cotton candy, laughing about their exciting experiences. The story ends with the children talking about their next plans. "Who knows what adventure awaits us next?" Lena said. "But one thing is for sure, we're ready. Maybe we'll find a hidden treasure," Tom suggested. "Or solve another mystery," Mia added. "Whatever comes, we'll face it together," Ben said determinedly. And so the adventure of the fair detectives ended, but they knew that many more exciting experiences awaited them.